It started with ramps and barrier-free walkways for wheelchair users and the less mobile. Now, the Building and Construction Authority wants buildings to cater to the needs of all possible users. It's currently reviewing the accessibility code for new buildings and those undergoing major renovation works to make it mandatory to include universal design features. This could include providing nursing rooms, family car park lots, and wider corridors. Many buildings now come equipped with handicapped toilets. Such toilets are retrofitted with grab bars and have enough space for a wheelchair. But it's not just what's inside that counts. Good design means the entrance to the toilet should be accessible, and even the location of the toilet is important.
Those are the next challenges for Singapore, not just simply to remove physical barriers, but to say that there are other factors that affect people's lives. For example, if you have to get assistance wherever you go, well, it might be accessible, but it removes sometimes the dignity or the independence.
Accessibility in buildings has improved over the years. Almost all public buildings now have an accessible entrance, easy to navigate first floor, and handicapped toilet on the first floor. But many existing private buildings remain a challenge for the less mobile. Private building owners cite high costs and disruption as key obstacles.
We are talking to the industry, talking to the building owners that while these are real concern, cost and impact on operation, but we need also to look at a longer term, from a longer term perspective, that if you make a building more accessible, it can also widen your catch of customers.
To date, just $6 million has been disbursed from the $40 million Accessibility Fund, set up to help private building owners defray part of the cost. The fund has now been extended till 2016 to encourage more private building owners to come on board.